వెల్కమ్ టు ఎన్టీవీ. దిస్ ఇస్ శివాని. సో హైదరాబాద్లో ఉన్న వెజ్ లవర్స్ అందరికీ ఒక గుడ్ న్యూస్ అనే చెప్పొచ్చు. అదేంటంటే హైదరాబాద్ సిటీలో ఒక బెస్ట్ వెజ్ రెస్టారెంట్ వచ్చేసింది. అదే పరంపర. పరంపర స్పెషాలిటీ ఏంటి, అంబియన్స్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, అండ్ మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్లీ కాస్ట్ ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది అనే దాని మీద ప్రస్తుతం మనతో పాటు చైర్మన్ అండ్ అలాగే మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ గారు హితేష్ గారు ఉన్నారు. సో ఆయనని అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం. హలో అండి.
హాయ్,
హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
ఐమ్ గుడ్.
సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ ఆన్ న్యూ అవార్డ్. నిన్ననే మీకు ఒక కొత్త అవార్డ్ వచ్చిందని విన్నాము. సో ఎలా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు?
ఫీల్స్ గ్రేట్. I mean, you've done the hard work for 1 year, and then if somebody comes out and tells you, cements that with a particular award, then absolutely feels great. And again, more than anything, it's a lot of added responsibility on our shoulders towards our customers to make sure that we justify the love they've given us and justify the awards they've showered upon us. So feels good, but the road is ahead, and we've got a lot more to do.
పరంపర ఎప్పుడు ఎలా స్టార్ట్ అయింది? ఆ థాట్ ఎలా వచ్చింది మీకు?
I always wanted to start a restaurant, right? It was one of my dreams to start a restaurant at some point of time in my career. But I already had a career. I was working with Dell. So, it was just a dream. Nothing was happening towards it. And it was something which I'd probably do after retirement. But then COVID happened. So a lot of things changed. Now, after COVID, the restaurant industry had gone for a toss. The valuations were at an all-time low. And nobody was willing to invest in the restaurant industry. So that's where I thought maybe it's a good time for me to start a restaurant, see how it goes, because it's not like the world is going to sit at home for the next century or so. At some point of time, a vaccine or a medicine had to come out. And whenever you'd start a restaurant, for the first 3-6 months, you'd struggle. But you would never find valuations as cheap as they were when COVID hit the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So that seemed like a good point. So we started right after the first COVID wave. I was still working at that time. And then, while everything was going as per plan, the second wave was not anticipated. I hadn't anticipated that. So when the second wave hit us, I had two options. I could have shut shop and let it be and continued with my job. Or
So you had two options in front of you.
Yeah, but then I said, no, I could always get a job again if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I quit my job during the second lockdown and decided to concentrate on the business. We invested a lot in marketing during the second lockdown. So everybody was like, there's a lockdown going on. Why are you still marketing? But the idea was, as soon as it opens up, we wanted to be the first place that people would visit.
Yeah.
Right, and that's how it happened. I think the first day of the lockdown opening up, we had to close our doors at 8:30 in the night because we had so much
particular
rush.
Timing, yeah.
And we had so much rush, we just couldn't handle.
Correct.
And after the second lockdown, we never looked back. So things have just been picking up since then. We've won a lot of awards. We were able to open a second outlet in Abbots just 3 months ago. We've also given a couple of franchises around Hyderabad. We're looking to start about 6 to 8 outlets across India over the next 8 to 12 months. All those conversations are in place. So a lot has happened since then. But the turning point to a lot extent was that second lockdown.
That's great news that you are searching for outlets. Yeah. Okay. So హితేష్ గారు, ఇప్పుడు మీరు చదువుకుంది ఒకటైతే మీరు చేస్తున్న పని ఇంకోటి. మీరు డెల్లో కూడా పనిచేశారు. సో అలాంటిది మీరు బిజినెస్లోకి రావడం, అది కూడా కోవిడ్ టైంలో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడం అనేది ఒక పెద్ద రిస్క్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ అనే చెప్పాలి. సో మీ సపోర్ట్ అంటే ఫ్యామిలీ సపోర్ట్ ఎలా ఉండే, అండ్ ఈ కోవిడ్ టైంలో ఆ రిస్క్ తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఏమొచ్చింది?
So, of course, there was a risk, but I think there's risk in everything. But this, to me, was calculated risk.
Okay.
Right? So, I knew that, look, there was a void in the vegetarian space in Hyderabad. So, as per Google survey, there's only 1% non-meat eaters in Telangana. 99% are meat eaters.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Right?
Unfortunately.
So, there was a big gap in the vegetarian restaurant industry. Nobody wanted to enter it. So it wasn't like COVID or not COVID. It wasn't like I was taking a huge risk because people were scared. And every time somebody is scared of something, you've got to be greedy.
Oh,
right? That's how the market philosophy goes. Because if
okay.
everybody is being greedy, then you've got to be careful.
Mm.
So to me, it was a calculated risk. I decided to take it. Now, of course, it won't have happened without my family's support. Um, so I had a very high-paying job at Dell, and if somebody's throwing their job away during the lockdown, half the people would call us foolish. But my family said that if this is what you feel confident in, then go ahead, do it. We'll see what happens, right? So that kind of support is very important. So always deep in my heart, I knew that it would succeed. I was always very confident about my marketing abilities too.
Okay.
So I knew I could get the people inside my restaurant. The important part was to make sure I'm able to make them come back again, right?
Okay.
And that's where my food and the service came into picture. Now, once we started maintaining that, once it was the top of the charts, once the rates were reasonable, uh, there was no reason for us not to be successful, right?
Okay.
And in terms of my education, see, I'm a business management graduate.
Okay.
My graduation always taught me how to run businesses. The only
Oh.
difference is at that point of time, I was doing it for somebody else. Now I'm doing it for myself.
So you came into a correct path
I
now.
mean, see, I come from a Marwadi family. I think
Okay.
business is in my DNA.
Okay.
I was doing it for somebody. I'm just doing it for myself. And to me, business is more about common sense. Entrepreneurship is more about common sense. It does not require a lot of degrees. It does not require rocket science. It requires somebody to know the market, to be able to do a 2 plus 2,
True,
to be
true.
able to tell what is acceptable. For example, if I am going to a restaurant, how I'd like to be treated in that restaurant is the way I'd run my restaurant.
Okay. So
It's
it's linked.
it's always
Yeah,
linked. It's
yeah, yeah.
always simple, basic common sense that helps you run businesses. You don't
Okay.
need fashionable degrees for it.
Okay.
After having educated myself in London after a postgraduate degree, I'm telling you that degrees are good to have. I mean, but they're not must to have.
But there's a particular thing that is you should know how to treat people who comes to you. So you followed that same funda.
See, that's manners. That's what you
Okay.
learn
Okay.
growing
Yeah, yeah.
up.
That's
That's
what
common
people
sense.
crave for.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
End of the day, you've got to know your business. You've got to know the market. You've got to be able to do a common sense. You've got to keep your costs down. You've got to keep your purchasing cost to a limited, maximize profits. Now, our grandfathers did this without any formal degrees. So, to me, degrees are good to
Exactly.
have, but they're not must to have for an entrepreneur or for somebody to run a business.
ఓకే పరంపరలో స్పెషల్ ఏంటి అంటే వాట్ ఈస్ పరంపర టు యూ అండ్ ఇందులో స్పెషాలిటీ ఏంటి
Parampara Flavors of India for me is a one-stop shop for all vegetarians. So
Okay.
we don't believe in saying that we will only serve a certain cuisine. We serve North Indian, we serve
Okay.
South Indian, we serve Chinese.
సౌత్ ఇండియన్ ఆల్సో
Yes, we have South Indian thalis,
ఓకే
right, at Banjara Hills. We serve continentals, we have pizzas, we have burgers, we have
Okay,
sizzling brownies, we've got gulab jamun. So the whole concept of Parampara is that nobody should feel left out. Anybody
okay,
and
okay.
everybody, whatever they want to eat, we want to cater it in our menu. And we don't want to say is because, see, we don't want to say just because it's that Jhumar is say 5 lakhs, you should pay 500 rupees for paneer tikka. I don't believe in that kind of concept. So for me, the restaurant has to be open for everybody. They have to feel valued for their money. They have to get the best of food and the best of service. It's not like only if you go to a particular standard of restaurant, you should expect a certain standard of service. If no matter how much you're spending in a restaurant, you deserve the best of service. And that's the whole concept of Parampara for me. We want to bring fine dine to the masses. We want to change the way Hyderabad eats and India eats. We want to challenge some of the existing notions in the restaurant industry that certain things should happen certain way, certain restaurants have to be priced certain way. We want to challenge all of that. We want to say food is everything, service is everything. Anything else apart from that, call it ambience, call it marketing, it's only an add-on. Why you come to the restaurant is for food and service.
ట్రూ
Whatever we give you apart from that is just an add-on. It shouldn't define your experience at the restaurant.
సో ఇఫ్ ఐ ఆస్క్ యూ వాట్స్ యువర్ ఫేవరెట్ డిష్ ఇన్ పరంపర వాట్ వుడ్ యూ సే
So
Ek-
almost everything, but
ఒకటి.
paneer rogan josh.
ఓకే
So you must have heard about mutton rogan josh,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
must have not heard about paneer rogan josh. It's
Yeah.
one of our inventions. I'm pretty Hyderabadi at my heart, so it's a tangy dish, pretty spicy.
Okay.
It goes well with rumali roti. So
Okay.
one of my favorites, and of course I love our dum biryanis because the Parampara biryani is an authentically cooked veg dum biryani. See, most
Okay.
vegetarian restaurants don't serve dum biryani. It's typically pulao made into something else which tastes like biryani.
Okay.
But what we serve is an authentic, slow-cooked dum biryani. I love it and I'm very proud of it.
ఓకే. సో హితేష్ గారు ఇప్పుడు ఏ లేన్‌లో చూసుకున్నా థర్డ్ లేదా ఫోర్త్ రోలో లేదా థర్డ్ ఇంకా ఫోర్త్ షాప్ అంతా రెస్టారెంట్స్, చిన్న చిన్న స్టార్టప్స్ అలా వచ్చేసింది. సో ఇప్పుడు మీ పరంపర అనేది ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఓపెన్ చేశారు. 2 అవుట్లెట్స్ అనేది వచ్చింది అండ్ ఫ్యూచర్‌లో ఫ్రాంచైజ్ కూడా వస్తుంది. కానీ ఇంత హెవీ కాంపిటీషన్‌ని ఎలా ఎదుర్కొంటున్నారు? ఎలా ఎదుర్కొంటున్నారు?
See, competition is a part and parcel of the world. God has competition. Right?
Yeah, true.
We're just humans. To me, what competition is doing doesn't matter. My competition is with myself.
Okay.
Am I better than what I was yesterday? Are we going to be better than what we are tomorrow? Right?
Okay.
That's all it is. We are only worried about what Parampara is doing, where we are lacking, and what we can improve.
బట్ అదే టైంలో మీరు వేరే రెస్టారెంట్స్ కూడా చూసుకుంటారు కదా, వాట్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ సర్వింగ్ దే, హౌ దే ఆర్ సర్వింగ్, ఎలా బెస్ట్ చేసుకోవాలనేది మీ థాట్లో అయితే ఉంటుంది కదా.
Not
అలా
necessarily.
కాంపిటీషన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది ఆబ్వియస్గా.
Not necessarily. So when I go to a restaurant, I try and learn from them a little bit, which I
Okay.
might be doing
Okay.
wrong. But
Okay.
to me, it's not like I'm going to do this better than him or her.
Okay. Okay.
For me, it's like, okay, this is nice. I should have done this. And maybe I'll try and replicate this, and I congratulate them for whatever they're doing. But to me, if a particular restaurant is doing a certain business or earning their revenue a certain way, to me, they're just colleagues in the industry. I don't see anyone as my competition. I
Okay.
don't care what business somebody else is doing. My worry is about what future I see for my brand and where I see Parampara has scope to improve.
Okay.
I don't worry about the competition at all
Okay.
because that's their business. If I'm going to be worried about what they're doing, I'm not going to be able to run my business.
అండ్ వాట్స్ ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ కాపీయింగ్ థింగ్స్? అది లోపల నుంచి ఇన్బిల్ట్ నుంచి రావాలనేది మీ థాట్
Yeah,
ఉంటుంది.
see, for example, we are rated at 4.8 in Google,
ఓకే.
right? So we are as good as we can be. But to me, as long as we are not 5, there is 0.2 that I still need to better at,
ఓకే.
right? And I am not gonna sit back and tell you I'm rated at 4.8. Other restaurants are not even at 4.4. So I'm, you know, it doesn't matter. It's not like that. I am still worried about every rating I receive. I'm
Yeah.
just not worried about a rating that XYZ receives.
Okay.
Even if they're 5.5 out of 5, I don't care. If I am happy, content with 4.8, if I think I've done the best I can for my restaurants, if I think I've done the best I can for my customers, I go to sleep content.
సో ఇప్పుడైతే మీకు టూ బ్రాంచెస్ ఉన్నాయి, హ్యాబిట్స్ ఇంకా బంజారా హిల్స్లో. సో ఫ్యూచర్లో మీరు ఇంకా బ్రాంచెస్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసే అవకాశాలు అయితే ఉన్నాయి, యాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సెడ్. సో అవుట్లెట్స్ అమ్మడానికి లేకపోతే ఫ్రాంచైజీస్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడానికి వాట్ ఆర్ ద క్రైటీరియాస్ యు ఆర్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్? అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు వచ్చినా మనం అలా బ్లైండ్లీ ఇవ్వలేం కదా. సో దే మస్ట్ బి సమ్ క్రైటీరియాస్ యు ఆర్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్. సో ఏంటవి?
So, firstly, each franchise has to be 7 kilometers away from each other.
Okay.
They've got to have a passion about the industry. They've got to understand what we are doing with the business. I am not looking for franchise investors who are thinking, okay, restaurant industry is booming in Hyderabad. Let me throw in 2 crores and I'll get a certain amount, every month. I'm not promising that to people. I'm not looking for people to take up franchises that have that kind of thinking. I'm looking for people who are willing to be our partners in the brand development and also, become profitable themselves in the process. So we're typically giving franchises mostly to tech entrepreneurs, people who are starting up new, people who want to get into the industry but do not quite understand the industry and need some help and support. That's who we are targeting. There's nothing against anybody else from the other backgrounds as well. We welcome to everybody. But the only thing is, it's not something, it's not putting your money on interest. Or it's not putting your money in the bank and saying, okay, I'll get a certain percentage of return every month. It doesn't work like that. Even for the franchise, while the company's brand image and all of it will get you business, will get you a certain position in the society, you still have to work hard to make your business or particular franchise successful.
To sustain it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no substitute to hard work as well. So typically hard-working people who are willing to make a name in the industry is our target area. We've already given away 2 in Hyderabad. We are in discussion in Warangal, in Pune, in Nagpur. So, things are in the right way, and we want to make Parampara Flavors of India truly an Indian nationalized brand.
As of now, you have branches in Abbots and Banjara
Yes.
Hills. So మీరు అది చూసుకుంటున్నారు ఇప్పటికి యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ.
Hmm.
సో అది డిఫికల్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదా? లైక్ అక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ నుంచి అక్కడ ట్రావెలింగ్ అనేది అండ్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ బోత్ ఆఫ్ ది రెస్టారెంట్స్ ఎట్ ఏ టైమ్. సో హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్, అంటే అది చాలా డిఫికల్టా లేకపోతే ఆర్ యూ ఏబుల్ టు మేనేజ్ బోత్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్?
So it is difficult. I won't say it's not difficult, but then I'm passionate about it. So
Okay.
I want to stretch myself and do it. But yeah, sometimes we do get frustrated about the traveling time, and sometimes people want to come to a certain outlet and a certain outlet only, while you have place left over in an other outlet, and you're unable to shift them, and then they get worried about not getting the seat at the right time and things like that. But then again, it's part and parcel of the game. I'm still young. I mean, we have a lot of energy in myself to work hard. So now is a good time. Maybe there will come a time 20 years later when we won't be able to do all of it. We'll look at other ways, but for now it's okay.
ఓకే. సో మెను ఏ విధంగా మీరు సెటప్ చేశారు మెను అనేది? ఇప్పుడు యాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సెడ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టచ్డ్ ఎవ్రీ కార్నర్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. సో సౌత్ థాలీ ఫ్రమ్ నార్త్. సో ఎలా సెటప్ చేశారు మీరు మెను అనేది పర్టికులర్గా? హ్యావ్ యూ డన్ ఎనీ హోంవర్క్ ఆన్ దాట్?
So initially when we started with the menu, the menu was a lot more different. We served that menu for the first 6 to 7 months, 8 months of Parampara. Then we took feedback from the people and changed it. Now also every month we try about 4 to 5 different dishes. Then we shortlist all the dishes throughout the year, and every year we revise the menu a little bit to add new dishes into the menu. So it's not an done deal at any point of time. New dishes are being discovered every day. People's palates are changing every day. What you've had with me today, you won't probably want to have it again tomorrow, right? So it's an ever changing, ever discovering kind of an industry, and you've got to keep trying different things, right? A lot of inventions have happened in restaurants, and that's how they've happened. So it's an ongoing process. But what we've tried to do basically is try and summarize what our elders would like to have, what the young generation would like to have, what the kids would like to have, and what the middle-aged generation would like to have.
Right.
So on a brief basis, we've covered all their likes and dislikes, and within that, the fine-tuning is an ongoing process. It'll probably happen 20 years from this day to day.
Yeah,
right? So
true.
it's just ongoing. But
So,
from an understanding standpoint, we've tried to cover all age groups.
putting all generations together. That's
Yes.
it. Okay.
That's the whole point of a family restaurant.
Yeah.
Right? So
True.
if the grandparents want to have something, the kids need not compromise. And if the kids want to have something, the grandparents need not have to compromise. That's the whole point of getting families into our restaurant, because we get a lot of families in our restaurant. I mean, if you look around, there's not a single two-seater.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind it.
వచ్చినప్పుడు అదే చూసాను నేను. అంతా బల్క్ లోనే చైర్స్ ఉన్నాయి కానీ there is no
We are a
particular two
typical
chairs.
family restaurant.
Okay.
I mean, even after having all 7 to 8 seaters, these tables sometimes, we've got to give families 2 tables, because we always get bigger groups. We always get joint families and families that stay together, or families that are coming together for a meal. We get like that.
సో బేసికలీ అంబియన్స్ చూడగానే అందరికి డౌట్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, మేబీ చాలా కాస్ట్లీ ఉండొచ్చు, ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ ఉండొచ్చు, అఫోర్డ్ చేయగలుగుతామా లేదా అనేది ఒక స్లైట్ క్వశ్చన్ అనేది వస్తుంది. కానీ మీ దగ్గర మెనూలో ప్రైజెస్ ఏ విధంగా ఉంది? అంటే అది అఫోర్డబులా లేకపోతే కాస్ట్లీయా, ఏ విధంగా ఉంటుంది? వాట్స్ అబౌట్ ది రేట్?
So see, our core belief is fine dine at the cost of casual dine.
Okay.
Right? I don't believe that just because I've spent a certain amount in building my restaurant, you have to pay an extra amount for having your food. It doesn't work like that. You pay for the food, you pay for the service. You typically do not pay to look at that painting. It's my painting, right? So I won't charge my customers for it. I don't think customers restaurants should work that way. So my menu has no correlation to my ambience, right? My menu is evenly priced. Though the Banjara Hills ambience is a lot more different to the Abbott's ambience, the prices in both the restaurants are typically same. It's same. It is same, and it will continue to be same throughout the city wherever we open a restaurant, because we're serving you food. We are here to serve. How much my table cost is not something that should impact
అంటే మీరు ఇలా
the food.
చేస్తుంటే వేరే రెస్టారెంట్స్ వాళ్ళ నుంచి వచ్చి ఇలాంటి ఏమైనా ఫీడ్‌బ్యాక్ వచ్చిందా? కి ఎందుకు ఈయన ఇంత తక్కువ రేట్‌కి అన్ని డిషెస్ అవైలబుల్‌గా ఉన్నాయి. వై ఈస్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వే? అంత పెద్ద యాంబియన్స్ లైక్ దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ రెస్టారెంట్స్ వర్క్ రైట్?
Mhm.
సో ఇంత మంచి యాంబియన్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు వై డోంట్ హి రైజ్ అప్ ది ప్రైస్ అనేది క్వెషన్స్ అనేది వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. డిడ్ యూ గెట్ ఎనీ ఫీడ్‌బ్యాక్ లైక్ దిస్?
Yeah, so they call me the industry disruptor.
ఓహ్!
So mostly they say industry kharab kar diya. But the
हाँ.
point is, there's no point running our business the same way it has been run for the last 4 decades. My thought process is that anybody and everybody who comes out to eat deserves good service. It doesn't matter if they're eating a vada pav or if they're taking in full course meal. They're paying for it. They deserve good service, and that's what we're here to challenge is Parampara. That fine dining or fine service isn't luxury; it's necessity. Each and every restaurant needs to concentrate on providing that to their customers because they're paying for it.
Okay. So how it is feeling like you have broke this stereotype? అంటే ఇంత మంచి యాంబియన్స్ ఉన్న అఫోర్డబుల్ ప్రైస్‌కి అమ్ముతున్నారు. అంత డిషెస్ అవైలబుల్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి హౌ డస్ ఇట్ ఫీల్?
I mean, it feels good. I'm content. There, are, of
Okay.
course, there are people out there who still come and say you don't give any discounts. But
Okay.
the whole point behind no discount philosophy is that the menu is going to be fairly priced.
Okay.
So after that, I don't have to give a 10%, 20%, 30% discount to pull people in. I'll pull people in only for the food, the service.
Okay.
And I won't send them away for not having a good, evenly priced menu. So
Okay,
given
okay.
that we've done everything, all of that, we don't give discounts. Now, a lot of people don't like that because, you know, the way the city is working right now is give discounts, call people in.
Oh, okay.
I'm a hardcore non-believer of that concept.
Okay.
I believe if the prices are correctly priced, if you're doing everything right, then there's no reason to give discount. But if I get a dish incorrect, I will take the dish of the bill altogether. But I
Okay.
don't give discounts, and that's something which doesn't fit right with a lot of people. But we're not looking to change because that's our USP. That's how Parampara functions. We believe in pure, simple, straightforward business. There is no hidden charges. There is nothing that we would do to fool our customers. But then there is nothing that we would do to compromise on our margins as well. End of the day, we are a business. We've got to make money. So if there is a certain margin that we've decided on a particular dish, then we need to make it.
So setting up restaurant is a big deal.
Mhm.
అందులో చాలా వెరైటీస్ మనం చూసుకోవాలి. వీ నీడ్ టు కవర్ ఆల్ ది కార్నర్స్, వాల్స్, అంబియన్స్, రేట్, మెనూ అండ్ ది మెయిన్ థింగ్ కమ్స్ షెఫ్. సో షెఫ్ విషయంలో మీరు ఎలాంటి జాగ్రత్తలు తీసుకున్నారు?
We're not dependent on one single chef. We've got multiple chefs. We've got chefs for each of the departments, and we also have sub levels of chefs. So
Okay.
the whole idea is, you know, knowledge management system. A lot of people have to know to do a particular thing, so that if you lose on one individual, you don't lose out on that practice. Basically, HR management. So our recipes, our gravies are standardized. They are my own gravies which are standardized. We have everything written down, and our staff is to follow that to the T. We've got operational manuals on as simple as how to pick up the phone,
Okay.
what to answer when you pick up the phone, and people have to follow it. So everything has been standardized, and after the standardization only we've moved on to the second restaurant because we did not want it to be a situation as in if we are unavailable in a particular restaurant, then everything goes haywire. See,
Okay.
restaurants shouldn't be dependent on individuals, and
Okay.
that can also be me. It shouldn't be dependent on me. It should run on its own. Whether I'm here, whether I'm around, whether I'm somewhere else, the flow of events should always
It
be
shouldn't
the same.
matter.
It shouldn't matter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what about the awards you have got?
I think I don't have an exact count, but
అది కూడా in the span of 2 to 3 years, I must
yes.
say.
So I think our first award was in 2022 only.
Okay.
Right. So the last year has been particularly very good with awards.
Okay.
I don't have the exact count, but we've won the Times Food and Nightlife Award. We've won the Hybris TV Award, the Radio Mirchi Award, Franchise India Restaurants Award.
Oh.
And there are a few others. I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of everybody, but we've been loved by the people. And the biggest award we've received till date is, you know, our Google ratings being 4.7 and 4.8 for, you know, particular.
That itself is a big award.
That's the biggest award.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have asked anything more than
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, it's been good.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
So what is success in your opinion?
Success, in my opinion, is going to sleep content,
Okay.
right? Y- If you're constantly worrying about something, if you know if you're doing that you're doing something wrong, or if you're duping your customers, then you're never really successful, because
Okay.
you might earn some money,
Hmm.
but that success is short-lived. Success is a long life process, right? It's an everyday process. To me, as long as I am content with what I am doing, as long as I am happy that I have done something to the best of my ability, to me that is success. And success is, to me, is not a monetary correlation. So success is not the amount of money you've made. A lot of people have made a lot of amount of money.
Like a lot of people have different perspective on
Yes,
that.
to
Yeah.
me, success is being good at something, excelling at it, and making people look up at you,
Okay.
want to be like you. To me, that is success. Money is only, a byproduct of success.
Okay.
Not necessarily that you're successful and you're the richest person on the earth, and not necessarily that you're the richest person and successful. You could have just inherited something.
Yeah. So finally, what is parampara to you?
Parampara to me is my heart.
Okay.
I have given a lot to it, and again, see, this was a dream which
Yeah,
has
yeah.
come true. There was a point of time in my life where I had invested everything I had into Parampara, right? So this is
Okay.
my biggest gamble, and this is my biggest fruit.
Okay.
So very close to my heart, and of course, it's only the beginning for us. A lot more has to happen for Parampara, with Parampara within my lifetime. So a lot more to come.
సో ఇది ఇవాల్టి ఎపిసోడ్. వెజ్ లవర్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇది ఒక బెస్ట్ విజిట్ ప్లేస్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు.